All right, welcome everybody back to the Appropriations Committee. For our new members, welcome. Congratulations on being assigned to what I think is the very best committee in the General Assembly. So congratulations. We have a few just opening remarks and points of order we're going to go through. I think it would be helpful for our new members if we just go around the room again, just introduce ourselves so everybody knows who everyone is. We'll start with our vice chair and where you're from.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Congratulations, everyone, on starting a new session. I'm Mark Chang. I serve as the vice chair of the House Appropriations Committee, and I've been here for my 10th session and have been on appropriations that whole time. I serve the residents of the 32nd Legislative District in Northwest Anne Arundel County. Thank you.
Oh, we all say something? Hello, good morning. I'm Stephanie. Just Delegate Stephanie Smith. I represent District 45, Baltimore City.
Good morning, Delegate Jazz Lewis, represent the 24th District in Central Prince George's County.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Delegate Emily Shetty. I represent District 18 in Montgomery County.
And happy birthday. Good morning, everyone. I'm Delegate Courtney Watson. I represent District 9B in Howard County. This is my second year on appropriations, and I spent 4 years on the second best committee, Economic Matters.
Good morning, everybody. Delegate Jared Solomon, along with Delegate Shetty, represent the 18th District and a proud 6th year member of the Appropriations Committee.
Jeff Grice, I represent Mid-Upper Eastern Shore, along with the vice chair. We came in the same freshman bus tours, and we've served on this committee the entire time, over 10 years.
Morning, everyone. Julian Ivey, represent the 47th District, the better half, which is subsection A. I've been here. This is now my second session being on appropriations. I came from Ways and Means, which is a wonderful committee, and I would actually claim that it is the second best committee in the General Assembly. Truly an honor to be here. Thank you.
And
just got married, and found out yesterday we have a lovely little baby boy on the way too. Yeah, I know.
I can't. Can we just stop and talk about that? I'm so excited for you. Well, anyway. Hi, I'm Dana Jones. I want to welcome you all back to my district. Thank you so much for visiting me again. I represent District 30A, that is Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And before this, I was with you all last year, and the other committee that I served on was, I agree, I concur, the second best, Ways and Means. So I'm just so happy to be here as a member of your family once more. Looking forward to it. No, that's it.
Good morning, y'all. So my name is Carl Anderson, aka Cornbread, aka Uncle Poppy, aka the Count of Monte Cristo, aka whatever alias you deem appropriate. Please use as freely as you choose. This is it's a great opportunity to be on this committee. You're going to enjoy it, to all the new folks who have not been able to serve. And I represent Wycomico County on Maryland's beautiful Eastern Shore. And we have a new grandson, and he has a nickname of his own. We call him the Franchise. So, right on.
Yay! Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. I am Delegate Alethea McCaskill from West Baltimore County. And I just want to say thank you, Mr. Chair, for allowing me to have a different view this session. This is my second session, and I miss my neighbors already, but I'm sure my new neighbors will be good neighbors. Nope. Thank you.
Well, I definitely hope I'm a good neighbor because this is my second day as a delegate. My name is Delegate Malcolm Ruff from District 41, and I'm very glad to join you all. I continue to get comments from anyone who hears that I've made it to the Appropriations Committee on never having been in the General Assembly ever, and saying, how did you manage to do that? But I feel very fortunate and glad to be here, and I'm glad to join you all.
Hi, I'm Delegate Susan McComas, and I was 20 years on the House Judiciary Committee. And I was there when Chairman Barnes was just a little pup. And anyway, I won the freshman award last year, and I thought that was so cool. I really appreciate that. Anyway, I represent Harford County District 34B, which is the greater Bel Air area in the town of Bel Air. And I'll be honest with you, it's the best legislative district in the state. So thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Spiegel. I represent District 17, which includes Gaithersburg and Rockville in Montgomery County. Very happy to be here, honored to be serving on this committee with all of you and looking forward to learning from all of you.
Hi, Josh Stanko. I represent District 42C, which is in Carroll County. It's a single member district in Carroll County. And I'm glad to be here.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nino Mangione. I represent District 42A, and that is northern Baltimore County, and we go all the way to the Pennsylvania line. So glad to be here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Jim Heinbaugh, District 1A. I've hit it a couple of times, so I haven't had much luck with buttons so far this session. So I'll say it again. Good morning, everyone. Jim Heinbaugh, District 1A, which is all of Garrett County and the western part of Allegheny County. So it's good to be here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Delegate Gabriel Severo, represent District 39, which is the northwestern part of Montgomery County. This is my sixth year on the Appropriations Committee, and it is good to be back. Thank you.
Good morning. Delegate Rick Metzger from District 6, the home of Trade Point Atlantic, 3,100 of wonderful waterfront acres, close to the rail and the shipping. We're just so excited to be back on this committee. They didn't know where to put me. I was on Ways and Means for a while. Then I was on Health and Government Operations, and they said, this is the perfect fit for Rick, and that's the appropriation, and I love it. God bless you.
Good morning, everybody. Delegate Mark Edelson, great to be back with all of you. I represent the 46th District in beautiful Baltimore City. And if we're doing a little bit of personal flair, my wife and I had our first child in the interim. So we're very excited about that. Delegate Ivy, you should say goodbye to sleep.
Great morning, everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a great new year. Kevin M. Harris, represent District 27A. That's Charles County and Prince George's County. And no, I did not have any kids this off season, so appreciate you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Delegate Kathy Forbes, 43B in Baltimore County, which is the Towson area, and this is my 5th session on the best committee in the House.
And I'm Ben Barnes. Similar to Rick, they didn't know what to do with me. I bounced around to about 3 committees until I ended up here. Can't say which one's the second best, but I can tell you, you all are on the best committee in the General Assembly. So congratulations. I know we're anxious to get into our regular business. We have over 120 agency budgets to analyze in our subcommittees and the regular work that we do. We could not do that without our partners and friends at the Department of Legislative Services. I've invited here today Vicki, David, and Ryan. Vicki Gruber is the Executive Director of the Department of Legislative Services. Ryan is the Director of the Office of Policy Analysis. And David is the Fiscal Coordinator for OPA. Ask them to come over, share a few remarks, and welcome.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome, everyone. I'm actually a constituent of District 30, so to my delegate. Thank you again for letting us come and introduce our very talented staff. I made the mistake of actually going back and counting how many sessions I've been down in one role or another. So counting in internships, some other work, and my 25 years for the state, this is my 30th session with the Maryland General Assembly. So, which is to say, if any of you need anything or any thoughts or advice, please reach out. I'm always available. Ryan and Dave, we are always available to all of you and to all of your staff. So if there are any questions about where do I find something, how do I find this information, what agency does this or that, please reach out. We really do want to hear from you and do whatever we can to help you serve your constituents as best as you can. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Ryan Bishop, who is, as the chairman said, the director of the Office of Policy Analysis.
Thank you, Vicki. Good morning to all of you. I'm Ryan Bishop, the Director of the Office of Policy Analysis. As you're probably aware, we do all of the policy work for you, the nonpartisan policy work for you within the General Assembly. As Vicki said, if you ever need anything, let us know. We draft all the bills. We have a wonderful legislative library. I would always encourage you to use them for your research needs. We're writing the racial equity impact notes, amendment drafting, committee staffing. You have some excellent, capable committee staff here in the Appropriations Committee. So we kind of try to do everything that we can to make your lives easier and to make sure that you're able to make all the decisions that you make, not just on the budget, but on legislation throughout the remainder of the session. And I will say this is my 28th legislative session. So been around for a while, and usually between Vicki and Dave and I, we've seen most things that have come up, and hopefully we can help with. The House, I spent 13 years staffing the Ways and Means Committee. It's a great committee. I'm not going to say it's the best committee in the House.
Nothing goes over there.
If I go over there, then maybe, but that was a long time ago. But so it's great to be here. Thank you for all you do. And thank you for your support of us as well, because you are all very supportive of the work that we do, and we appreciate that. And with that, I'll turn it over to David, who will introduce our budget managers and some of our budget staff who are here today behind us.
David Romans, Fiscal and Policy Coordinator. I do not keep track of how many sessions, because I don't want to think about how many sessions I've been here, unlike my colleagues, but a similar number to them. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce sort of our management team for the budget function. Ask each person to stand when I introduce them. Our operating budget manager this year is Tanya Zimmerman, who did it last year as well. She's flying solo this year. For those of you who don't know, Rebecca Ruff has left DLS to work for the treasurer. On the capital budget side, we have two managers this year, which is new. The first is Matthew Klein, who's been doing it for many, many years. I won't say how many.
It's a similar number.
And I'm joining him as co-manager is Emily Haskell, who you've all worked with the last few years. She's been very involved with the capital processing team for quite a while now. I also wanted to introduce, we have 5 new budget analysts. So for those of you who have been on the committee before, these will be new faces to you. I'll ask each of them to stand as I introduce them. First is Micah Richards. Micah will be handling a variety of budgets, including student financial assistance in MHEC. That's probably the most notable of his assignments. And he comes to us from the University of Georgia, where he has a master's degree. All right, next is Elizabeth Weibel. She's going to be handling the commerce budget assignment and a lot of the related agencies. So that subcommittee will see a lot of her. Thanks, Elizabeth. Yasha Rai is our third new analyst. She will be handling the Do It budget. So that's always an interesting budget. And then a variety of other things, including State Board of Elections and Veterans Affairs. Victoria Martinez, fourth analyst. Victoria is going to be doing quite a bit with the health department, the health benefit exchange, and so forth. And then our final new analyst is Natalie Andrade. She comes to us from Rutgers University, where I also attended. And she's going to be doing parts of the Department of Human Services, as well as early childhood education, which will certainly be a significant issue this session, I suspect. So those are our 5 new analysts. As those of you who've been around know, we'll be preparing operating budget analyses for each state agency and presenting that to you in the course of the session. Similarly, there'll be a number of analyses of various capital projects that come in. So you'll see all of our analysts quite a bit. One thing I would just note for those of you who've been around a bit, the last few years have been really good fiscal years. The state has had a lot of money, a lot of federal money has flowed. You haven't seen a lot of recommended reductions beyond things that are kind of easy cuts, obvious mistakes in the budget or so forth. Given the much more difficult financial circumstances the state finds itself in for this year and for the foreseeable future, I think you'll see a more aggressive approach in terms of putting a lot of options on the table for you to consider in terms of budget cuts, just as you grapple with the budget challenges of the state. I think that'll be true both on the operating side and to a lesser extent on the capital side. So just a little bit of a change of pace. I'm sure you won't like all those recommendations, but we're trying to give you options to think through how to deal with the challenges.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I had to say.
Okay, well, thank you all. Thanks. Congratulations to our new analysts. Welcome. And thank you all for the great work you do. We know we couldn't do any of this work that we do without you, your staff, the hard work you put in, late nights, all through session. So we look forward to getting to it, but thank you all so much. I know you all are very busy, so we can pause for a second. You guys can funnel out. Thanks for being with us. All right, committee, in your packet, there's a sheet listing the names of the committee staff. Michelle Lambert is back for her 5th session with the committee. But I have to say, a decade with the General Assembly. 4th session is senior counsel. She'll be staffing committees this session, capital, EED, and she'll be handling bills for T&E. Ken Weaver's back for his 4th session with the committee. Ken will staff 2 subcommittees, T&E, specifically on the operating budget and some bills, as well as PSA. Joe Burlett, did I say that right, Joe? All right. He's new to the committee, but this is not, Joe is not new to the General Assembly. This is his 10th session with the legislature. Joe worked last session as a policy analyst in bill drafting office, and he did 9 sessions as a legislative staffer. Joe's staffing HHS, the Oversight Committee on Personnel, and the Oversight Committee on Pensions. Welcome, Joe. In addition to our analyst, Helen Wilson is back for her 24th session as committee secretary. Welcome back, Helen. Tony Deluge is back for her 2nd session as our committee receptionist. Jewel Harris is back for her 2nd session with us and with a new title this year, special assistant to the chair. So Carol Smith is back for her 2nd session as the committee chief of staff. Carol? If at any time you have questions about the running of the committee and you can't see me, you can always bring them to Carol, as she's head honcho back there. Nathan Sayers is joining me for his 1st session as committee coordinator. Welcome, Nathan. I want to let the vice chair introduce his staff and any remarks you have, Mr. Vice Chair.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Looking forward to a wonderful session. Just want to introduce to the committee my staff, Ms. Debbie Romanowski, and she's been here ever since I've been in the legislature. And don't want to put her on the spot, but Ms. Debbie, how long you've been here now? 38 sessions. So she knows a lot too, but all that to say is that we're both here to support the entire committee in any way we can. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I'm going to turn to, on your desk, there's some committee guidelines. These have a number of important details you're expected to be aware of as members of the committee. Just a couple of things to highlight. Attendance is mandatory and taken at all committee and subcommittee meetings. Only excused absences require. Otherwise, you are required to attend your committee and bill hearing unless you've cleared it because of a meeting with the governor, with the speaker, an illness, or any other reason that has been cleared with the chair. Let your staff know if you are going to be absent, make sure that they need to notify Carol in this office so that she can mark you as excused. Budget hearings will be, the budget will be introduced by the governor on January 17th, and budget hearings will begin on January 24th. You'll receive a physical copy of the budget books delivered directly to your office by DLS, not by the committee. The full committee budget hearing schedule for this session for operating and capital budget is already listed on the website, so you can get a general sense of your schedule for the next few months. Budget office will email members of the committee copies of DLS's budget analysis 2 days prior to the hearing to your main delegate email. You can also find public testimony and agency responses on your floor system. We are paperless, so all of this will be on your laptop and emailed to you. The subcommittee process is important. to this committee. It's probably one of the most important subcommittee processes in the General Assembly. You need to be engaged in your subcommittee meetings. Make sure you're asking good questions of the various budget heads that come in front of you. Make sure you're coordinating with the chairs of the committee. Again, Delegate Chang and I are both voting members of every subcommittee. So you may see us popping into your subcommittees from time to time. We typically vote on bills on Fridays. Voting packets should be emailed to you the day before, the evening before. If you plan to offer a separate amendment from the amendments in your voting packet, you must email that amendment to Michelle prior to voting for consideration. Your vote in committee is final. It cannot be changed after you cast your vote. Everyone here is familiar with the second reader rule, but to our new members, the second reader rule is basically this committee sticking together as a family on the floor. The committee work product we send to the floor, we're proud of. It's a compilation of all of our work together. And so we don't want to bring amendments to the floor in opposition to our own committee work. Leave that for other committees. This committee will stand together on second reader. Of course, we're all going to vote our conscience on third reader, as we should, but we want to make sure that we are proud of and respect the committee process and the work we've done together, which is essentially named second reader rule. Again, we're a paperless committee. That means after today's meeting, there will be no physical copies of any materials provided. Everything you need will be emailed and will be accessible through the MGA website or floor system. If you have questions on where to find that, Carol and staff here in the committee can help you. Copies of meeting materials for the public will be also posted online, and members of the public can reach out to Carol or the committee for specific documents. We'll do our best to accommodate requests when appropriate. Lastly, I have an open door policy to all members of the committee. You are welcome to come see me at any time, walk in. My meetings do pack up, so you are also welcome to make a formal meeting with staff, but you're also, again, welcome to walk in and catch me at any point. I encourage that. Before we end, our full schedule for the month of January is on your desk, as well as the general schedule for most of the session. Please share this with your staff. It will be helpful for them in scheduling your personal calendar. After today's meeting, the next meeting as a full committee will be an in-person January 16th meeting at 1 p.m. for the briefing on MDOT's updated CTP. Please inform your staff that there's an organizational meeting scheduled for them tomorrow in person at 1 o'clock, and we'd like for them all to attend. This meeting will provide your staff with valuable information about committee schedule and budget process. Lastly, I've been encouraged by the speaker to remind everyone to drop your bills, get those in as quickly as possible so we can have bill hearings and we can get busy doing the work of the people. With that, any questions from any members of the committee or new members or anyone else about our Delegate Stanko?
For the kitchen.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that offline, but we have we do have snacks back there and it should be on the desk for further information.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, these are long hearings some days, so staying keeping carbs is important. So we'll make sure you always have a full belly. Any other members? All right, well, thank you all so much. So proud of everyone here and the great work that we're about to do together. So with that, we're adjourned.